What in the world's happening with King County real estate? Let's check it out. Here we go. All right, you're looking at the last 3 years of supply and demand in King County. That means the green is the supply. The number of new listings that came to market, the blue is the demand, the number of homes that went under contract in any given month. And a couple of things, when we look at the year in review, you can see 2024 had more inventory than 2023, but not as much as 2022. So if you recall our ancient history, 2023 was the year where interest rates tripled. Okay. And they started to come down in 2024. So no one was selling their house in 2023 because why would you go from a 3% interest rate to a 7% interest rate? The answer is you wouldn't. No one did. Only people who had to move did, and not that many people have to move. Now that slowly unwinds over time because more people have to, and interest rates slowly came down a little bit. They're currently just over 6. And so that's more available inventory. Buyers, you can see, pretty much stayed steady through the year compared to 2023. So not a ton of interest in buying compared to 2022. So in other words, buyer inventory and buyers were down compared to 2022 quite significantly. But buyers were the same as last year, more to choose from. Okay, that would be lower prices. So prices stagnated. Certain neighborhoods, prices went down a little bit, not a ton, because they're still pretty close. The delta between buyers and sellers is pretty close. So again, everything's based on neighborhood. This is an overall King County graph. So you're seeing the metadata. But what you can see here at the end of the year, I think, is interesting. In December, there were more buyers than there were listings. That happens. It happened the last 2 years. That happens often. I'm very clear with my sellers. The best time to sell is in the winter because there are more buyers than sellers. You have the best chance. If you price the home right, you get the best chance to get a buyer. Why? Because there's less to choose from. Now, what that portends for the future, put on the hat, we don't know. I mean, really, if you find anyone who's going to tell you what something was going to happen in 2025, you should run. I mean, at the very least, not listen to them because they don't know. No one knows what's going to happen in 2025. I certainly don't. But what I can guess as to what's going to happen in the next couple of months is you're going to see a replay of some mixture of 2022, 2023. That is, there will be an increase in listings. You'll get a bump in listings in January. The listings will go up. We'll probably beat even November's numbers of new listings, and buyers will slowly increase as well. Now, will buyers outstrip listings in January? That happens almost never. Okay, so you're likely, if you're a seller, you're likely to face more competition if you're listing in January than you would have listed last month. There will be an increase in buyers. Again, it's important that you get the pricing for your neighborhood correct for houses of your size on your block, in your mile radius of your house to see what the buyers are saying homes are worth. It's not going to be like it was in 2022 when interest rates were below 4. It's not going to be like it was in 2023 when interest rates were above 7. It's going to be a unique set of situations. So you want to look to see what buyers have said over the last 60 days, 90 days, and determine. But the chances are there will be more homes to choose from if you're a buyer because there'll be more active inventory coming on in January than you've seen. So if you're a buyer and you're frustrated that there's been nothing to see, you should see that ease now, January, February, March, pretty reliably. We need to see what the buyers are going to do, right? If you're selling your home, we need to see what the other buyers are going to do before we know how to price your home. But generally, you would expect if things stay historically relevant, if things keep the way they have been, buyers will pick up. It'll be close to the number of new listings, so it should be fairly competitive. Chances are you're not going to be seeing prices drop. So if you're selling, be careful with how you price it. Make sure you're pricing it with which in the range that buyers have said they're willing to spend, and know that you got to price it appropriately, because there's going to be more competition. There's going to be more for them to choose from. And that's going to continue now through June. Really, every month will bring more and more inventory. So if you're buying, you're going to have more to choose from. If you're selling, you're going to have more competition. That's the way this is shaping up. There's no particular reason to think it's going to be different over the next 30, 60, 90 days. We have no idea what the spring is going to bring. There's a new administration. We have no idea what the wild card of that is going to be. So don't think too hard about it. Get the information you need about the market in your neighborhood over the last 30, 60 days, and price your home according to that. If you're buying, you're going to have more and more to choose from as we get through June. So stay in the hunt. And again, you're going to need to write an offer that's consistent with what the market will bear in that neighborhood. Your agent should be able to do that. I do that for my clients. If you have questions about that, or you want me to do that for you, that's what I'm here for. Aaron Hendon with Christine and Company over at eXp Realty. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.